She lives in Reading with her family. And Linda, hello, hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I love having you because you have so much to offer. It was really fun to prep this webinar, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with everyone who's here with us live and listening in. So here's what we're going to cover today. The most important character traits of an entrepreneur. You get to evaluate yourself. Realistic expectations of owning a business. What does it really entail? A little bit of how you can do market research, which basically boils down to, do you have a good business idea? And then we want to offer you some next steps where you can go for better and more complete training so you can turn that bright idea into a working plan. So once again, have a paper, a pencil, or a digital recorder, some way that you can really make the most of this webinar. All right, I wanted to start out with a poll, a little survey. So I am going to have you each click in these buttons, what best describes you. So everyone who's listening in, please, please, please click on the buttons. Maybe you already have a business, and you're thinking of starting another one. You might be currently unemployed, you want to start a business. I only have 25% of you who voted, so I really would love it if more of you would vote so we can have a balanced response. Some people, you have a job, you're considering starting a part-time business. And some of you have a job and you might quit that job, you want to start a full-time business. And some of you might be retired and you're considering starting a business. Okay, well, I'm going to close the poll and I'll share the results. So very interesting, for those of you listening live, half of you have a job and you're considering starting a part-time business, and it looks like half of you are currently unemployed and you want to start a business. So great. Some of you who are listening to the video recording might be in another one of those categories, and well, this program will help all of you. So let's talk about the mindset of an entrepreneur. It is so important as an entrepreneur to be both an optimist and a realist. What does that mean? When you have a vision, when you have a passion, when you want to turn something that you love into a business, or you know you have a solution, a product or service that is going to help people, an entrepreneur sees it happening. They believe it before it happens. That's the power of optimism. That's why entrepreneurs are leaders and visionaries. The realist is the one who is completely aware that there will be obstacles, that there will be things to learn, that it won't always be a walk in the park. So are you an optimist and a realist? That's a really big question you want to ask yourself. I think this is a great summation. Technically, the glass is completely full, right? A lot of people use the analogy, is the glass half full? Is it half empty? Well, it's 50% water and it's 50% air. That's a realistic, optimistic way to look at the glass. Linda, you had a really cool quote about the glass half empty and half full. Maybe you could share that.
Right. Well, I liked this image just because it makes you think about it differently. Sean Achor, who's the author of Happiness Advantage and Before Happiness, those two books, I saw him in an interview and he talked about this concept, and he said people really need to stop worrying about that because what they don't realize is there's a full pitcher right next to their cup. So it just kind of gave me a new way to look at that.
I love it. Now that's optimistic. But it actually is true as an entrepreneur. As we move through and we need more water, more fulfillment, more ideas, more help, there's always resources at hand for us. So Linda, you made a really good point too when we were discussing about what's important as you're thinking about launching a business. So I'm going to let you talk about that.
Sure, the support team, and by support team it doesn't necessarily need to be a group of employees. Sometimes small businesses actually have, staff with them, but most entrepreneurial journeys you start out on your own. And what I found really helpful, and there's my class of when I was a student in It's Your Business, and I'm still in touch with quite a few of the people that participated in that class with me. And it just gave me people who also have the entrepreneur spirit, and there's different levels of knowledge from all of us. So that there are times that we'll send emails to each other and encourage each other along the path. What I encourage people to do is, as you talk to people who you're not quite sure if they're going to support you on your dream or not, I tend to give kind of minimal information to them and see if they're on board with me. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to share a big dream with someone who's going to stomp on it. So I'll kind of share the smaller things, and then I'll kind of, find out from them, are they going to support me in this or not? And then I can start choosing who I consider in my inner circle or not.
Wise words. I would so agree. This is important. And so you have some people that support you in your belief, and then it's really important that you yourself have your cornerstones of belief around your business. So as an entrepreneur starting something from scratch, you've got to have a really strong belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. And when it falters, that's when you reach out to your support team. That's when you read the inspiring books. That's when you find ways to be around either the energy or the music that inspires you and builds up your confidence. You also need to have a very strong belief that your product or service is phenomenal. You believe in your product, you're not selling it then, you're offering it, and you know it helps people. It's important to have a strong belief in the industry you're in and your place, space, and timing within that industry. So is there an abundance of supply and lack of demand for your product? If so, probably not a good idea. Or is there a high demand for what you offer and a low supply, and you can fulfill that niche? That is so important. And then the fourth cornerstone of belief that really makes up a successful business is you believe in your team. Now, what that can mean is people that you contract. Maybe you have a bookkeeper or a graphic person or a web person if you're starting small. If you have a larger business, you might have partners or employees. Do you believe that you're lined up with the team of support that's going to help you succeed? So belief in yourself as the owner, belief in your product, highest quality, belief that you're in the right industry at the right time, and then finally belief in the team, the people that you're working with. Your vendors could be a part of that, and the people that are supporting you. I liked this book by Carol Roth. We'll bring her back a little later in the slideshow, but she says, just because you can start a business does not mean you should start a business. But it might. So let's talk about what entrepreneurship really is. It is simply the act of being an entrepreneur, which can be defined as one who undertakes innovations, finance, and business acumen in an effort to transform innovations into economic goods. Translation, you are going to be about change. You are going to be involved in financial business transactions for the purpose of transforming the world, people, and therefore offering a tangible product or service. So here's the thing though, an entrepreneur definitely accepts the risk of starting and running a business, and then an entrepreneur organizes and manages the business. So it's a risk, and it takes a lot of organization and a lot of management. An entrepreneur can start a one-person business or a large multi-billion-dollar corporation. An entrepreneur may be a stay-at-home parent earning extra money for the family as a seamstress, or a go-getter, or I like to say a go-giver, that's employing hundreds and thousands of people with this brilliant enterprise. So an entrepreneur may already have a job they enjoy, but they're looking to turn their hobby into extra income on the side. There are many, many shapes and sizes of an entrepreneur, and we all have different goals, but the commonality is we have a product or service, we bring it to market, and we own a business. So, do you have an idea, or are you looking for one? The first question, what solution can you offer to others? And if you have a business idea, it's so important to fine-tune that question, the answer to that question. What solution am I offering? Now, if you don't have a business idea and you're looking for one, wow, we can help you at JEDI. There's so many ways to do a business nowadays. Online marketing, tons of opportunity through direct sales, affiliate sales, and franchises and commission-based businesses. People are earning wonderful incomes doing things in partnership on a commission basis. You might have a service, a painter, a contractor, a seamstress, a healer, whatever it is you're good at, graphic design, social media, you're a virtual assistant, whatever your service is, you can say, hey, I'm for hire, and put up your shingles. Or you might have goods. You might make croissants. You might have benches or cabinets that you sell. So, and then we know that there's more and more ways now to take our business, take our goods, take our crafts, and take our services and partner with online organizations that help us market, such as Etsy, which it's your business for Etsy entrepreneurs is going to be offered through JEDI coming this spring, or Elance, where people who are business to business and really good at graphic or writing copy, they can share their services, or selling products on Amazon.com. So a plethora of opportunity always exists for the entrepreneurial minded. Oh, but so important, you gotta love it. So as you're thinking about what is my business idea, if you are passionate about something, if you have a gift or a talent, if you've had an idea for years, or when you were a kid you said, when I grow up I want to, you were given that for a reason. I think it's really a great idea to do what you love. And be realistic about that. Find ways to monetize or turn that into a profitable, sustainable business. But if you love your mission, if you love what you do, the how-tos and the harder part will be easier to do. It will be much more fun if you are following something you're inspired to do, because owning a business isn't always easy. And so doing something you love makes all the difference in the world, and you're given that passion for a reason. Linda?
Joy?
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to contribute on that is Jack Canfield, who's the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul and Success Principles, he has a quote that I refer to every once in a while, and it's, I believe you're not given a dream unless you have the capacity to fulfill it. Because as you're an entrepreneur, every once in a while you have your good days and you have your bad days, but just knowing that you don't have these ideas without the way to fulfill them really gives you a lot of motivation to move forward.
Thank you. I love that. That's a good one. Here's just a little humor break. You told him he should start his own business? So the son is doing valet parking for his parents. So I don't know, that's a pretty small niche. Maybe he'll branch out. Business ownership, it's risky business, and there's going to be a lot of unexpected. So you've got to ask yourself, am I willing to take that risk? And what are those risks?
And the important thing with risks in entrepreneurs is they're calculated risks. And at the same time, as we talk to people who want to venture out with their idea, it's important for them to know that there are risks. So we wanted to list what some of those are. Investing your finances and possibly losing them. Lack of personal and free time in order to get the business going. Having to pay your own insurance and retirement. Unpredictable cash flow. Irregular schedules. Humility and potential failure. Living with temporary doubt and fear. And there's the other great unknowns. And there are other risks that you're probably aware of.
And if you can think of any, it's worth writing them down, because it's okay to risk. I mean, it's great to say, wow, I might have to sacrifice not just finances, but, you know, a lot of time or personal activities. So.
And that's that realistic part of the image where you have the heart and then the graphic of the heart. That's the realistic piece. So for this one, then why are so many people willing to take on those risks? And that's because there are some really great benefits out there. There's the greater financial success and potential. It's your independence. It's taking on a challenge and succeeding, following your passion and offering your gifts to people. It's the future of additional income, following your own lead and doing it your way, and you might have the ability to create jobs for other people, such as your friends or family, and giving back to community and society. So what are some of the benefits? People want to take some notes here. What are some of the benefits that will come to you if you create your own business?
And this list can get really exciting. I like looking at this list more.
Right.
But it really is, though. It is so true. The future of not just, trading time for money, but if you really build up a business, you could employ others and you start earning residual. You could sell it. I mean, there's so many possibilities of what could happen depending on your goals and intention. And I think a benefit is the challenge and moving through that challenge and succeeding. And maybe one of the reasons why you're starting a business is just because you want to show yourself you can. Whatever it is, whatever your why is, list those down. They're so important. What are your personal benefits? And I know some of you were thinking of starting a part-time business and you already have a job. So what would be the benefits of having a part-time business? Would that pay for your college tuition? Would that pay for the vacation? Would that take a load off the family stress? What is it that you see being some of the rewards of owning your own business? And then back to this common theme Linda and I keep sharing, and that's absolutely put on the rose-colored glasses. The future is bright. There's so much potential in owning your own business. Absolutely. And know that you're taking a risk and know there's things you need to learn. Linda, what did you want to say about the rose-colored glasses?
Well, sometimes we can get too into the rose-colored glasses, be so optimistic all the time that we forget the realities. And then if you're too into always looking at the positive, then when a stumbling block comes your way, it feels like something you can't get through. So at the same time, know that there are going to be challenges coming your way and that you will work through them. And as you do, you start reminding yourself that it's just part of the process. But, keep those rose-colored glasses handy.
I wear mine all the time, a lot of the time. They're great. Oh, another survey. Okay, we have another poll for everyone. So poll number 2, which of these statements do you agree with? And select one or more of the following. So you can select as many of these as you want. So I'm encouraging everyone who's here live, please, please, please vote. I'm not seeing too much activity yet, a little bit. Oh, okay. We've got a few people coming in here. So I'm a risk taker. I have discipline. My freedom is important to me. I'm a visionary and creative. Learning new things does not intimidate me. Anyone else want to chime in here? All right, I'm going to close the poll and share the results. Okay, we've got some visionaries on the call, and this is interesting how this panned out. So 50-50 on being a risk taker, on discipline, on freedom, on learning new things. So if you aren't a part of the webinar and you're listening to the recording, ask yourself these questions, and Linda and I are going to now go through some of the characteristics of being an entrepreneur, but depending on the scale of which you build your business, these will be weighted differently. In other words, if you decide that you'd like to grow vegetables and herbs and maybe make pesto and sell it at the farmer's market part-time, that might not be the same thing as starting a new automotive center in your hometown than having employees. So depending on how big your business idea is, the character traits are going to be really different. There are quizzes online. This was a good one that I found when researching for the webinar. What are the characteristics of an entrepreneur? So entrepreneur, you can Google Entrepreneur Magazine. What does it take to be an entrepreneur quiz? And it's going to run through you through a series of questions. where you agree or disagree. I've been known to stress out easily. So which one of these two women do you think makes a better entrepreneur? The one that's laughing and taking things in stride. There's a lot of overwhelm that can coincide with owning your own business because there's a lot of responsibility. And so stress can really weigh people down and halt them in their tracks as an entrepreneur. So learning how to manage stress is something you'll want to learn if that's not already a character trait. Owning your own business will help you learn that. What else? Be self-directed. You should be thoroughly comfortable and thoroughly self-disciplined even though you are your own boss, because you're going to be responsible for your success and failure. Absolutely. No one's telling you what to do. No one wrote a job description for you. It's you who gets up in the morning and does the tasks at hand that need to be done to make the business happen. So from a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being absolutely this is me, you might want to evaluate yourself. Self-nurturing. I like that. Very important, super important. This is that belief in yourself. You must believe in your idea and yourself even when no one else does, and be able to replenish your own enthusiasm. And be able to replenish your own enthusiasm. I am emphasizing that. And I'm speaking from experience as an entrepreneur since the age of 23. This is the truth. I love this story. When Walt Disney suggested the possibility of a full-length animated feature film, Snow White, the industry laughed. His personal commitment, self-nurturing commitment, and enthusiasm caused the Bank of America to back his venture. And the rest is history. Action-oriented. Are you gonna do things? Great business ideas are not enough. The most important thing is a burning desire to realize, actualize, build your dream into a reality. Action-oriented, not analysis paralysis. Highly energetic. It's your business, and you must be emotionally, mentally, and physically able to work long and hard, once again, depending on the scale or size of your business. So I don't want to overwhelm people, but you know, there are hours that need to be put in at times, and it does take work. And then the tolerant of uncertainty. So successful entrepreneurs take only calculated risks. And you mentioned that, Linda. There are calculated risks. But you have to be able to take risks. And remember that if you're squeamish or bent on security, be careful, because there's no way of knowing. You know, starting your own business, there's no way of knowing how well it will do.
So at this point, this is a chance for everyone to take some notes. And this lists what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And the important thing about being an entrepreneur is you can learn anything. What you want to do is take an inventory of what skills do you have and what skills do you need. So as I list off each of these items, write down the ones where, let's say if you were to give yourself a level 1 to 5, meaning 5 you really have it down, or 1 you don't know anything about it. When you have items in this list that are 1s and 2s, write those down so that you can recognize the gaps in your knowledge. So first is absolute necessity to be the master of your destiny, strong self-confidence, ability to see what others do not see, common sense, sets high goals, not afraid to make decisions, will commit and does not retreat, willingness to accept responsibility, focus, intense dislike of bureaucracy and bureaucrats, inspires confidence, wisdom in selecting team members, leadership, it's in your blood, and you're not motivated by money alone. So how did you list yourself on these? And write down those items where you feel like those are gaps and places you need to learn more skills.
And as you move forward in your business, maybe even refer to this, because wisdom in selecting team members, I mean, that's something to remind, something to constantly remind ourselves. Be discerning when we bring people into our business. Even vendors, anyone you're in relationship with business. That one just struck out at me today, Linda. That was
The
good.
one, the one that stands out for me is the last one. I worry when I hear people say that they're pursuing a certain business and their primary motivation is money. Because that doesn't get you through the hard times, that sort of motivation. You really need to have some passion behind it.
Gotta love your mission. Gotta love your why. And you gotta love business. Not just making the croissants, not just making the clothes or being a seamstress. You gotta also love business or learn to like business. And I believe that you can learn to love business. So do you have the skills to run a business? Now, this is another inquiry opportunity if you want to take notes. By the way, these slides will be available. You can just email online at e-jedi.org or info@e-jedi.org, and we'll send you over the slides if you want to use them again for your own reference. But here's the deal. We're going to go through a series of slides and rate yourself and ask yourself, what do I need to learn in this area? These are the skills of being a business owner. Technology. All businesses need it today. So can you manage and leverage your business effectiveness? And that would include marketing, data collection, bookkeeping, communications, using technology devices. Are you comfortable with computer, email, smartphones, printers, faxes? Well, faxes, not so much anymore. Scanners. And so what do you need to learn in that arena? And are you willing to learn? And how will you learn? And it's ongoing. It's ongoing. So your trade skills are absolutely the skills and the knowledge in your industry, your product or your service. Are you good at what you do? Are you an excellent massage therapist? Do you know how to make pesto? What do you need to learn to be even better at your product or your service? Did my slides disappear? There they are.
They did.
All right. Well, that's technology. Marketing. I know how to drive consistent leads to my business and turn those prospects into repeat satisfied customers. We see this a lot, and we love to help people at JEDI who come in and they're so good at what they do, but they haven't found a real consistent way to drive leads, to bring people to their business. This is an important skill to learn. This is business. So learning to appreciate marketing as communication and as a way to offer something to your ideal clients. And in some cases, partnering with others who can market your services. And I know you cover so much of this in It's Your Business. I mean, you talk relationship marketing, online marketing, print media marketing, event marketing, promoters, networking. So the It's Your Business class helps people a lot with this.
And It's Your Business has additional marketing classes focusing solely on marketing as well.
Yeah, we have some classes coming up at JEDI. We'll share that at the end, but social media classes as well. So get ready for personal growth because there'll be some rejection, and that's great. Not everyone wants what you offer. It's like the waitress who says, do you want Tabasco with your omelet? Some people do, some people don't. So learn to be comfortable with yeses and nos, getting more comfortable with risks. When you fail, there's no one to blame. Well, the opposite of that is you get to be super self-empowered. How incredible is that? What a learning opportunity. You get to learn new things constantly, and you have the opportunity to transform overwhelm into peace and into order. These are just some of the incredible gems of personal growth. So if you're a lover of becoming a better person, I can't think of a better way to do that. Well, I can think of three great ways to do that. Get married, have kids, or own your own business. And you are going to grow as a person because you're going to be bombarded with all of these and relationships. Linda, you wanted to add a little bit about overwhelm and order?
Every once in a while, when trying to tackle something new, that overwhelm feeling can come. And I find the easiest way for me to manage it is to write down everything I'm trying to accomplish and put them in order. And pay attention to what I need to do next. What's my next best choice that I can make? And I find once that I'm writing it down and I have it documented, then I can create a plan. But until I create a plan and it's all in my head, it can feel a little intimidating.
That's helpful. Is being your own boss a life of freedom? Yes, and maybe not. So it's not a job. You're not working for the boss, but guess what? You are working for your customers. And a question arises, freedom, I'm in control of my business. Yes, but if you're looking for a loan and investors, you do have people to answer to. So there is a breaking free that comes with owning your own business. There's a lot of opportunity for you to be making your own empowered choices consistently. And just always keep in perspective, you're working for your customers. You're working for your customers. We're going to go through some personal considerations. So once again, an opportunity for you to inquire, is this my year to launch a business? So how much time can you devote to your business in a week? And is that enough? So write it down if you can right now. How much time can you devote to your business in a week, and is that enough?
Joy, for those people that are considering part-time, it's really great when you can just fit any time into your week just to start making progress toward your goal and getting some momentum.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's slow. It might be 5 hours a week, an hour here, 3 hours there, a full weekend. Will you need to work a job while you're starting your new business? And if so, how much do you need to make financially to support yourself while you're starting your business? And this is, sometimes that's the sacrifice. And I've seen people who are like, well, I'm just going to get a real simple job. I'm going to wait tables, make enough money, 20 hours a week, to support me while I build my dream. Very valid. Very, very, and so evaluate that for yourself. If you start your business now, are there any activities, groups, or commitments in your life that you will have to give up? And what are they? So this is being real again. If you're going to sliver in 5, 10, 20 hours a week to start your business, or more, 60 hours because it's a really big endeavor, what do you have to give up? And it's not just about the time, like Linda was saying earlier, maybe you need to give up some of those relationships that aren't supporting you in the business. And by that I would mean more friends or circles of, and bring yourself into the activities and groups and commitments that are going to propel your mission and your business. Replace with new activities, new entrepreneur friendships, new classes. How's this going to change your life? Building the business and having the business. Because there's a lot of energy that goes into the launching of a business. And then once you're in the business, it may or may not, but in many cases, it takes more energy to launch your business than to run your business. And over time, it gets easier and easier and easier depending on what you're doing. How will your life change tomorrow if you decide to launch a business? And what might it look like in 4 years? And are you willing to take a financial risk? And how much of a risk will that be? I would highly recommend a consultation with Padge or one of the JEDI counselors, a free consultation, and just go through what's your starting budget, what's your operations budget, what might be a cash flow projection, how much of a risk are you talking about financially? And do your family members and your closest friends support your idea? Good thing to ask, good thing to find out. And if you're living with a family that doesn't support this idea, that's a big personal consideration that will take some communication and conversation before you make the right decision for yourself. Will the family tolerate the changes in the risk? Maybe they support it, but are they ready to? Are they wearing rose-colored glasses but also being a realist with you? And how can you help your family support you in this big change? Do you envision a positive future for yourself? And what does that look like? So if you do close your eyes and you think about this business idea that you are launching, can you see it? And do you see the beauty in it? Do you see the possibility? Do you see the vision? Because having a positive vision of your future and your business will help you tremendously in finding the right solutions, hiring the right people, and doing it for the right reasons. How big of a business are you considering starting? Because you really have options. Linda and I have been giving some examples and talking a little bit about starting a business, and as you go deeper into evaluating your business idea, you may start small before you go big. I had one of my clients come in wanting to start a type of a clothing line, and his big vision out there in 5 years is phenomenal. And in order to get there, there's going to be a process. And so we really scaled back and looked at how he can start, how he can develop a few of those products in the clothing line and sell them direct to the customers to start, and see which patterns and designs are most popular before he looks at a loan and larger manufacturing. So thinking about how big of a business you're considering and at what rate you grow is going to be a big part of your planning in launching your business. We've got a lot of people turning hobbies into jobbies and starting part-time, and I love that. I mean, half of you who are here live have a job and you're thinking of doing something else part-time. That is a blast, and it may transition into a full-time job for you, but you have the benefit of both. You have security, and then maybe you're going to do bookkeeping on the side or catering on the side, but you can start slow. You can test the waters, make sure you like it. You can do market research as you go. Do your customers like it? It stays fun and exciting, there's less pressure, and there's a little more financial ease. But I know some of you don't have a full-time job or a part-time job and are starting part-time. Some of you really are unemployed and you need to start a business. And so we can help you do that too, and that can be exciting. So there's no right or wrong way to start a business. But your bright idea does need the right follow-through for it to be successful. So we're going to just end the show with a couple ideas of what's next, what might be next for you. First off, evaluating your business idea, and that's going to include a comprehensive and customized market research plan. It can be really extensive, or it can be a little bit more casual, but no matter what, you've got to do some market research. Who are your competitors or collaborators? Why are you different? Who are your customers? Are people going to buy your product? Is it priced right? What is the customer really going to get out of this? Have you outlined that so you can market it effectively? Are you in the right industry? So gathering that kind of information now is essential, and it's intuitive. We teach you at JEDI, and Linda teaches you in It's Your Business how to do a full market research plan, but it's really, you know right now the questions to ask, how to go online, to look and see who else is doing what you're doing and how you're different. And really asking yourself, who are my customers? And then what's next? Legal requirements for all businesses, and it's going to vary. So you got to take the time to investigate, and it's all online. You can find out a lot at the county. We can help you as well, but what are the county city permits and licenses? You need to get your fictitious business name, choose a form of ownership, sole proprietor, corporation, find out about taxes, resale, income, trademarks, patents, copyrights, and business partnership agreements that you may be engaged in or engaging in. These are all the legal aspects that are important to look at now to start investigating. If you're going to launch a business, what do you need to do? This is what you need to do. And then develop a business plan, not just market research viability, but a full business plan which is going to give you a roadmap. And that's the roadmap you get to follow, and you use it for visioning. It's going to be like a compass when you're lost. So part 2 of this webinar is in 2 weeks. We have a free JEDI webinar. It's called Your 1 Hour Business Plan. So what can you do in 1 hour? You can sketch out a business plan, and I'm going to be your host. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'll tell you what's in a business plan, and you're going to start writing down your business plan. and you'll accomplish a lot in an hour. Then if you know you want to go further, I highly recommend the It's Your Business course. And Linda, tell us about that class.
It's Your Business is 4 Saturdays, and it's every other Saturday for 6 hours. So it starts at 9 in the morning. It runs till 4 in the afternoon with an hour for lunch. And there's a binder of material walking you through the business process as an entrepreneur. And because you have 2 weeks in between classes, there's plenty of time to do homework and gather information and knowledge, and there's class interactions. And it's a really interesting course as the attendees also share their experiences within the class. So you're not just attending like a lot of online courses, you feel like you're the only student, but when you're in a classroom with other people with similar aspirations, there's a lot of information shared in the class.
It is. There's your support team.
Right.
What else can you do? Find a mentor, someone else that's in your industry. Build a fan club of support. Take other classes and courses you find at the college online. Become a client of JEDI. Learn the skills you need to learn. Gain experience by working in your field of interest, or gain business experience by working with an entrepreneur. Read books and get started. Try it on slow for size. So we want you to get real with your imagination and really think big. Have that great vision, and then also step back and imagine, what will I be doing every day? I like to say, are you willing to clean the toilets? Because sometimes business owners wear a lot of hats, including the janitorial hat or the bookkeeping hat. So get real with your imagination. And remember, fun is good. Owning your own business, doing what you love, can be very fun. Wild and crazy ideas that are visionary and creative in nature can be extremely successful. The world wants that right now. So add fun to your business. Make it fun. It ought to be. So survey number 3, is this your year to launch a business? So let's launch the poll, and everyone who's listening in live, how likely are you to start a business this way? Okay, we've got a little bit of response coming in. Come on, folks. Woohoo! Oh, this is kind of interesting. All right, a few people haven't voted yet, but I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. All right. And here are the results. All right, so this is exciting. No one is saying no way. And we have got some pretty good chances, very likely, and nothing can stop me. Wow, that's great. Wherever you fit in that, you are at your perfect place. And you can even launch slow, and pretty soon you'll be at the place where nothing can stop you, because momentum takes in. I wanted to close by reminding people to love what you do and to do what you love. So it's both. Learn to love what you do every day, wherever you are, and continue to do more of what you love. And that's the opportunity in entrepreneurship. So I'm going to see if we have any questions, Linda. Right now, no one has typed anything in the question box, but if anyone has a comment or a question, please post it. And while people are doing that, I just want to remind people that we do have free private consultations with JEDI, so that's incredible. You can contact JEDI directly, and you can do a viability study. You can dive deep into market research. We can help you with financials, loan applications, etc. Here's a question that came in. What is the email address for downloading the slides? Go ahead and email info, I-N-F-O, at e-jedi.org, and we'll get you the slides. They can work as a really good handout, so thank you for asking. If you enjoyed this webinar and you would like to contribute to more services like this, join our community, and you will get discounts on our classes and workshops. You get a very cool mug. Access to the computer lab. It is a charitable tax deduction or a business deduction, your choice, and you are giving to a nonprofit that is investing in building a positive future. So we invite you also not just to come to JEDI for free consultations. You're welcome to do that, but for a very little bit of money, you can actually become a member and get even more benefits. What's coming up? Yay, February 17th, another noon webinar. Now, this is going to be a full hour, and you are going to write your 1-hour business plan. So contact us, and we'll make sure that you can be a part of that webinar. And then It's Your Etsy Business is a free class starting on Saturdays, February 20th at the JEDI office in Mount Shasta. Contact JEDI 926-6670 to learn more about that. We have the workshops in social media for business, Facebook, Google, Twitter, and connecting your social media. Those are coming up also this spring. And then we've been talking about the It's Your Business class, and that's starting on April 2nd. Now, that one is going to be held in Reading this year. All right, so once again, if you want the slides, it's info@e-jedi.org, and we will get you the slides of this presentation. It will also be showing up on our YouTube channel, and everyone who registered, whether you attended or not, you will be sent the recording. So we're going to close out the webinar. You're going to be asked to fill out a survey, which is going to ask you about other classes or webinars or services that would be helpful for you, so that we can at JEDI develop our programs to really suit those of you who are engaged in the community. So I want to say thank you for being here, and Linda, I want to appreciate you for bringing your brilliance, your optimism, and your realism to the webinar today.
Thanks, Joy.
Thanks, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.